As part of our science program, our Year 7 and 8 boys have to prepare a scientific investigation to present to their science teachers but also to their class.
So our Science Symposium concludes our Term 2 unit, which was investigating science and working through the scientific method, focusing on fair testing.
It's where they take an idea and then they investigate that idea and to say, how is it going to make a difference? How do I test this? What's my hypothesis?
And every Year 7 and 8 boy at St. Ken's has the opportunity to take a topic that they're passionate about and apply those steps of the scientific method.
I learned about burning foods to measure how much calories they have and all about that.
I actually learned a lot about how the lungs are the primary organ of the respiratory system.
I chose my bagpipes because I wanted to know how the pressure went through the bagpipes and how I could get accurate measure readings.
My idea was to find out if housing developers are creating more than just homes.
So it's an amazing opportunity for the boys to really get into that investigative work in their science.
What we've seen today is the best 2 or 3 projects taken from each class. We've got 37 projects on show to be presented here this morning, where the other boys can learn from them and glean a little bit extra scientific knowledge that they perhaps didn't know before.
So this year we've been incredibly lucky to hold the Science Symposium within our new buildings and new facilities, and more importantly both in the science labs themselves but also in the surrounding areas. The collaborative spaces we have now allow the boys to set up individual stations throughout the building, throughout the floor, and groups could move around and hear the different presentations from the boys.
Last year all we had was our computer, and now this year we have all these new big fancy screens.
I think it's really cool that they got to have it going around the science classes, and you get to have all these breakout spaces where you can participate in.
Well, whenever I do a presentation, I always feel excited, but there's always you're always going to be nervous when you present in front of your peers and other students, also teachers.
I was pretty nervous about this year's symposium, and I really wanted to practice quite a lot because I was nervous that I would mess up.
I'm pretty happy with how I went this year's symposium. I was pretty nervous going into it, but I'm happy with the outcome and how I went.
Today, from this point onwards, we're going to pick 15 projects that are going to be submitted into the NIWA Science and Technology Fair.
For me, it wasn't really about making it to the top. It was really just about the experience. We worked really hard, and at this point, it's just about the experience.
We'd also really like to go through to NIWA because that would be really cool, and we would get even more of an experience. That would be really cool as well.
That would mean a lot, yeah. Last year I made the Science Symposium and went on to come second in the physical world category at NIWA. I was pretty proud of that moment.
I have been so impressed this year with the quality of our boys' presentations. I cannot believe every year the quality gets better and better.
I spent a significant amount of time on this project. I put so much effort into it, and I really learned a lot from it. I'm really glad I did it.
I kind of feel like all our hard work paid off. You have to commit a lot. You have to practice. Like, for example, last night I just kept reading through my project and kept thinking of the stuff that I needed to cover.
Today's just been a fantastic day to celebrate science here at St. Kentigern Boys School.
I firmly believe that in a boys' education, science is critical. We want the boys to question what's happening in the world around them. We want the boys to look at problems that the world is facing and actually think, what can I do that can come up with a solution or make a difference?